All right, your next comic performs all over. Everyone, please welcome to the stage, Lori McCarty.
Hi guys, is everyone having a fabulous night? Nice. You know, back in the day, my life growing up, it was just so simple. There were actually icebergs, you know? I grew up in a really tiny town, and I had this mother, and she would give me a quarter just in case, you know, there was a rapist out there on a date. But you know, that meant I needed to be by like a phone booth before like the date rape, you know? So, back when there were like no cell phones, it was like you had to like scrounge a quarter to call somebody. You had to sometimes just like hitchhike with randos. You even had to dodge like a couple serial killers. And that was just like a normal way to get home. Now you can just call someone, right? AAA, they're right there. Sometimes hours later, but whatever. But yeah, it was cool growing up in my neighborhood. Before I went out, my mom would always do a slip check. And for all you guys that don't know what a slip check is, there was a time that people actually didn't wear see-through clothing. Yeah, the slip check. It's crazy, but yeah, there was a time where people used to cover their privates. We had this dog growing up named Reginald, and we just had this like horrible neighbor, not gonna mention names or anything, Mr. Jameson. And when we would walk down the street, like, that was just like our form of like payback for all the torture that he would just harass us with in our neighborhood. I'd be like, he's like, does your dog have rabies? And I'm like, I don't know. That's a good question. You know, that was before like meth, like CPS, like, you know, things were just good back then. Do you guys know about Wiener Schnitzel's? Ever seen it? You know, sometimes in my spare time, I like to just read the Wiener Schnitzel's reviews, and one of the things that just keeps coming up is just, I hate mustard, and why are there no refills? But you know, the things that they should be focusing on are, for example, cleanliness. Why is the toilet backed up? Stuff like that. But yeah, my mom used to make my clothes growing up, and she was kind of like the secret badass of like Maple Valley. Oh, name drop again. The town I grew up in. And people used to make fun of me, but I was like, you know what? We don't need cops. We have our mom. We have my mom, okay? Betty McCarty, serious badass. So like, back in the day, if I needed to be, you know, called home, I heard this like very low, like screaming yell to get my behind back home. I'm trying not to swear. I'm trying to do clean comedy here tonight, guys. Sherry, Lori, it's time to come home. And like everybody in the town of like 5,000 people just stopped doing exactly what they were doing that was wrong, and like got home, you know. So we didn't need cops back then. We didn't need cell phones. We didn't need serial killers. Like everything was good. There were icebergs, you know. What else? Oh, today I was at Michael's, and it's a really fun craft store. You can celebrate any holiday, any time of year in that store. I highly recommend it. And, you know, we gave the cashier $100, and she asked us how to make change. She said she forgot her cell phone, so she couldn't make change. And I was like, okay, I started counting it back with her, and I was like, hey, you know what? I got my cell phone, so I'm just as bad as her. You guys have been a great crowd. Thank you so much.
It's going for Lori.